Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of modernizing the TiViBox Slim. In this part we'll be getting Windows 10 installed on this thing. So a while back I did do an in-place upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10 to do my Windows Media Center test in Windows 10. So theoretically this thing should have a Windows 10 license on, or at least out there, to when this thing goes activated, it should activate. And I think it was Windows 10 Pro. And look at there, the dreaded Hewlett-Packard SEP utility. The same crap that came on that that HP Envy gaming system. You know, that water-cooled Core i7 system with 24 gigs of RAM. Yeah, that machine. Yeah, HP failed it by including this crap of a BIOS on it. Now, on this machine, it's kind of interesting. It appears that it's a UEFI BIOS, or UEFI firmware, but it's from 2011. It's not from the Windows 8 time period, to where you had secure boot and all that stuff. See, if we look in here, we don't have options for secure boot. And under boot order, we do have UEFI boot sources for a USB device. Now, this USB hard drive is actually my SanDisk USB stick, which thinks it's a hard drive. And you have the legacy boot source, which shows the hard drive. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, this used to be a compact CQ 2014. Has the AMD E300 APU with Radeon HD graphics, 1.3 gigahertz. Okay, so we have 4 gigs of RAM in this machine, so we'll definitely want to install 64-bit OS. Yeah, I tell you, there's quite a bit of hate for the AMD E300 APUs, or the E series in general, because yeah, they aren't very powerful APUs, but then again, they don't draw much of any power, and most important of all for this situation, they barely put out much of any heat. It's incredible. I think like the TDP on that processor is like 14 watts, if I remember right. So it does look like it's booting up in UEFI mode, but of course, the BIOS on this board, or the firmware on this board, predates the Windows 8 era. It was the copyright in the BIOS was 2011, which Windows 8 came out in 2012. So as you may have seen in the SEP utility, we didn't have options for like secure boot and things like that. Now, if I hadn't mentioned already, I think I did, but I'll mention it again if not. I did put Windows 10 on this thing a while back. I did an in-place upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Which should have given us the digital license online. That way when this thing goes to activate, it should activate. We'll find out, and I believe it was Windows 10 Pro. Now, a while back I posted a video of me installing a solid-state drive into an Acer Aspire 1 netbook and checking out the performance, and it was pretty awful to say the least. But I will say that a solid-state drive, even on an E300, you do get quite a bit of pickup in performance. I'm going to say I don't have a product key. Select Pro. go ahead and wipe this drive. And you can see drive 1, partition 1 is the USB stick. Like I mentioned, or may have mentioned, this SanDisk flash drive thinks it's a hard drive. I've always found that funny. It's like perhaps if it was something like 64 gigabytes, I could try to put Windows on it, but that would not perform very well. Let's just say that. Curious to see how it partitions this drive. Let's see if it partitions it as a GPT or as an MBR. Oh, look at there, it's partitioning it as a GPT. So we'll see if this thing will boot it after it sets up all the files and everything. Well, it looks like the installer has froze. And I think what's going on is this is an early iteration of a UEFI BIOS, and I think that Windows 10 isn't quite getting along with it. There could be BIOS updates available for this motherboard, but no, it doesn't really do much any good when you don't have a working copy of Windows on your hard drive. I mean, unless you could create a bootable installer and install it through DOS or something like that. But that's a good bit of work. Yeah, froze solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose the legacy option and see how this does. And right here is where it froze up last time. Let's see what happens. If it freezes up again, could be something else going on. Okay, so we got past the copying Windows files. That's where it froze up last time. So it definitely has to do with the UEFI on this board. So we'll go and let this finish up and we'll go from there. Okay, everybody, it's that dreadful time again. It is time to have to put up with the Windows 10 out-of-box experience. And guess what? In the 2018 October delayed till November update of Windows 10, the dreadful 1809, the out-of-box experience is even more ridiculous. It nags you with several more things. There's several more clicks you have to do. Used to be, you only had to click once to skip network setup, but no, you had to click confirm afterwards. Oh. A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there. Okay, on a system that doesn't have a Wi-Fi card? Okay. Yeah, that sounds like, that makes perfect sense. Let's get on with this. It's always nice when your system is lacking a bunch of drivers. That way Cortana doesn't have the opportunity to harass you. Just a moment. Now this here is pretty typical. I always suggest you disconnect your network connection for this step. Otherwise, right in the middle of out-of-box experience, they'll try to go download some updates off Windows Update. And also harass you to set up a Microsoft account too. Watch this. So before, you only had to click once. You had to click skip for now. But now, you have to confirm again. Watch this. No, we don't want to connect to the network. We don't want to connect to the internet. No, thank you. You're not going to harass me to set up a Microsoft account. No, thank you. Oh, that's right, that keyboard's not hooked up. Let's see here. No, don't get so excited, Cortana. See, you're jumping for joy, but you're not going to be on this machine. No, no activity history. No, thank you. I think that's what it said. No, 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 no. Yeah. No, thank you. It's amazing it never asks you more important things like what time zone you're in. It's more interested in setting you up with Cortana in a dreadful Microsoft account. And of course, Control, Delete. Just a moment. As it says, just a moment. This computer does take a little bit longer. That little bitty APU does take its time sometimes. Oh, look. It didn't even show the "hi, we're happy you're here" bullcrap. That's rather interesting. So here, and look here. It conveniently places a shortcut to the Google Chrome download tool right on your desktop. Yeah, that's wonderful. So let's go ahead and plug in our Ethernet. First thing we do is go ahead and get rid of that. Unpin that. Uncheck that. Get Cortana off my taskbar. And once it comes up, turn off those nags. Yeah, guys, this is 1809. And it's going to be doing lots of stuff in the background, including, installing things like Candy Crush Soda Saga, crap I'll never use. Sometimes I think Microsoft forgets who the computer belongs to, They seem to forget that it's not theirs. Max at 100%. Well, of course. Go and disable that. Kill that process right there. And that one too. I believe that one also seems to execute the OneDrive setup. Yeah, look at there. Edge is just conveniently running in the background. Yeah, look at the disk usage. It's like little to nothing. 4 gigs of RAM, 3.6 gigabyte available to the operating system. Yeah, 1.3 gigahertz. So we're going to let this thing run for a little bit and let it do its thing. Pull up Explorer. Looks like we managed to stop the OneDrive setup before you had a chance to put OneDrive here and OneDrive here. See that? Yeah, Microsoft's saying that OneDrive is an integral part of Windows 10. That's blatantly false. What it does is as soon as you log into the operating system for the first time, it goes in and installs it in the background. It does a silent install of OneDrive. So if you can catch and stop the process and kill it from ever starting up with Windows, well, you just may have a OneDrive-less Windows 10. Yeah, anyways, we're going to let this thing install its drivers and stuff like that. So now we have Windows 10 on here. But let's see if it gave it a license or not. I don't know if it did or not. And it looks like it did. Yep, my memory does serve me right. We did have a Windows 10 Pro digital license for this thing from like 2 or 3 years ago. So again, anyways, that concludes part 2. Part 3 will consist of setting up Windows Media Center and getting the YouTube on TV and everything, app and everything set up and running. Anyways, thanks for watching. Well guys, that's it for this one. But it doesn't have to be. There's plenty more videos on the channel to check out. Also, if you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you absolutely hated it, there is the alternative button as well. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. And remember to click the bell so that we get notified of all updates. Also, if you're interested in things aside from computers and technology, check out my second channel. It's CubeComp MTDX. Over there you'll find videos about weather, elevators, bicycling, and pretty much whatever else I figure out to upload. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your support.